Guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. Today we are bed lining the old F-150. It is overdue. It's got some scratches and just trying to keep it from getting too beat up. We're using Raptor Liner, and at the end of it we're gonna see if it's really cost effective. And what I mean by that is most like spraying bed liners like Line-X, Rhino Liner that you would go have a professional do, for this size bed was about between $600 and $800 depending on the place I called. So we're gonna do a cost breakdown of how much the Raptor Liner costs, all the other supplies, and we're gonna do an analysis of if you paid yourself X amount of dollars, or you could be making X amount of dollars doing something else, is it actually worth your time? Because yes, it's cheap, or cheaper. I wouldn't say it's cheap to do, but it's about, I don't know, with all my supplies so far, I'm in it for about 200 bucks. But we'll get exactly how much later in the video. But is it worth the time? It's gonna take a while. We gotta clean the bed still. I cleaned all the stuff out of it, and tried to get most of the loose, like just dirt and gravel out of it. I still need to pressure wash it because there's some stuff stuck in the corners that I can't get. So we're gonna pressure wash it and then mask it, mask the whole truck, sand the bed, and then spray it. We're gonna see how long exactly that takes, and again, was it worth our time? That's the goal here. So we're gonna go through it, and at the end of the video, we'll kind of break it down and see exactly what it cost to do this. So I hope you stick around for that, but let's get into getting this bed liner done. Okay, so it's kind of bright out here, but we got the bed clean. Now we're gonna back it into the garage till we have some shade, and we're gonna mask off the truck. And basically, well, I'll show you more when we get to it, but I'm basically gonna stop right here with the bed liner. So we'll run a piece of tape right here, mask all this off. I'll probably just leave the tailgate on, and I'm gonna mask underneath here, underneath the lip of the bed. But I'll show you when they get it all masked up. It'll be easier to see. But we got all like the loose rocks and most of the kind of dirt out of the bed. Wiped it down, let it dry, and so now we'll back it in here. We'll get some shade. Mask off the truck. We need to take off the like the hooks, all the tie downs and everything in there, and but first we're gonna get the truck masked up, and then we'll get back and working in the bed. So let's do that, and just keep plugging away. All right, now that we got the bed rails taped up, we got to do a little touch up and stuff there. But now that that's done, I got a little ahead of myself with the plastic. Now, we can drape the plastic over the bed, trim out the bed section, and we should have the sides and basically to the front of the truck covered. This stuff doesn't create a bunch of overspray, but obviously, you know, you don't want to get it on the sides or down. We still have to tape up the tailgate. So I got to tape up the tailgate, which is going to be a fun project, and we got to tape up all up in here. So lots of masking to do, and we still got to sand. So all right, so we've got the sides taped up. We'll just basically go into the bulkhead here. We still have to tape down in here where the bed stops underneath here, and we're going to cover up the rear bumper. So we need to get some of the plastic, and we're just going to wrap up this bumper as best we can, so we don't get any overspray on it. And then I may even just use some, might just tape it. I don't know, we'll see. With the wind, the plastic is being unruly. You see it's wanting to blow around up there. I still have to punch my hole for my GoPro. Anyway, but once we get that taped, and we're going to tape up the sides of the tailgate, we're only going to spray till probably about, right below this line. Still got to tape up our hinges or our latches so they don't get all gummed up with stuff. So it's just lots of little tedious work, man. This is not my favorite part of doing this type of stuff, like taping and masking and all. Like, I never have liked it. It's just, you have to do it, but it's definitely not the most fun stuff. So, but hopefully it's worth it in the end. All right, guys, so we finally got it masked up. I think pretty much done. It's not the greatest masking job. This down here was a pain. That was rough. So now, one last thing as far as like masking goes, we need to take these off and then put the bolts back in and mask up the head of the bolts. Need to mask up the switch for the lights and then mask up the bed lights. So I guess technically we're not completely done, but we're done for most of it. So we need to take those, I guess they're cargo racks. We need to take those out. Anyway, take those out, tape them up, and then we're gonna wax and grease remover the bed, sand it, wax and grease remover it one more time, and then we're ready to spray this thing. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. So, be back in a minute. All right, so got everything masked up. Finally, can say that the masking part, that's officially done. Now, we've got to wipe this sucker down with wax and grease remover real quick. We're gonna do, obviously, tailgate and the bed, wipe it down. I'm gonna put some wax and grease remover in an old spray bottle that I don't plan on reusing, except for maybe just that. I don't know, it might eat up that, it might eat up the spray bottle, I don't know. But if it does, it's an old one, I don't need it. So we'll spray it down, wipe it out, and then we'll get to sanding. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. I expect the sanding is gonna take a couple hours. This so far, what time is it? Probably 1:30. I didn't really start on this till probably 10:30. So just masking and everything up is taking, what, 3 hours? 2.5, something like that. So it takes a while. So let's get going again. So, wax and grease remover is done. Now we got to sand it. And you may be asking yourself, well, if you got to sand it, why did you wax and grease remover it the first time? What's the point? The only reason I did that is because if there's any kind of like grease or wax or something like that in the bed, it'll clog up the sandpaper and it just makes it not work as well. So that kind of eliminates that problem. And we're not gonna sand this thing down crazy, just gonna get it down to where it's not shiny anymore and it's scuffed up. And that way the Raptor Liner's got something to kind of bite onto and adhere to. So I got a little electrical dual action sander, and we're gonna get as much as we can with that done. 180 grit sandpaper, and I'm hoping this doesn't take, 4 hours to sand this bed. But we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna put you guys, get you a couple angles, time lapse it, and just get to it. Of course it rained and now it's humid as hell outside, so that's gonna be fun too. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, guys, so that's kind of what we're going for. You can see the difference between the bed and like that wall and then these two walls. We're trying to, probably covered in clear coat dust, but we're just trying to take all the sheen off of the paint, right? Make it dull as much as we can. Like getting into those little tiny areas, and we'll do the best we can. But it's a process. It's taken longer than I expected. So, but it is what it is. The bed has so many of these indentations, I guess, to add strength to the aluminum, that you can't really use the power sander. I mean, you can use it on the flat surfaces, obviously, but still, it does take a while. And I'm gonna have to go get some self-etching primer, because Raptor Liner won't stick to metal. And we went through the paint a couple of spots down to the aluminum. So we'll have to hit those spots up a few with some self-etching primer and sand that down a little bit. Just so it sticks. So anyway, back to sanding. On the home stretch for sanding, just the tailgate left. And then my plan, once we get this sanded, kick on the compressor, blow out all the dust, and then go and see if we have any spots that we missed. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's a couple in the corners somewhere that we missed. But for the most part, we're there. We just got the tailgate left. And we can finally move on to the funner stuff. More fun? Funner? I don't think funner's a word. Either way, the better stuff. So let's get this tailgate sanded so we can be done. So, this is what it looks like, cleaned up. I still got to go ahead and prime all those little burn throughs. So that's going to take a little while, but it shouldn't be too bad. That's just got a couple more spots on the tailgate. You can kind of see like right there. Still shiny. Need to go through and hit that up. Tailgate just is being a pain in the butt. But finish that up. We'll spray those little primer spots, and then I'll catch you guys back for the spraying of the good stuff. So while he's over there mowing the grass, not quite as loud, we got the primer done. So you see it again? Bam, bam. Looks crazy. But anyway, I gotta mix up the liner. I think it's 1 bottle and 8 ounces of activator. Pour it in the bottle, shake it up for 2 minutes, spray. Wish me luck. I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere where you'll be able to see it pretty good. Well, I'll turn the camera off. I'm supposed to be time-lapsing from another view. Oh well, you get what you get, I guess. Well, this is it. Still drying. I mean, literally just finished spraying this thing. So hopefully it evens up. I'm not gonna stand out here too much because it's like off gassing for the next hour. And so once it's cured, we'll come out, pull the tape, and that'll be that. But as you can see, it's dark. I don't know exactly what time it is, but it's late. All right, guys, went and jumped in the shower because I was just gross. But still a little uneven, but it's only been about 40 minutes or so. Supposed to take about an hour for it to cure, or actually really just to flash off before the next coat. But it is pretty humid out here, so probably gonna take a little longer than that. But I'm going to untape it real quick. I already took the plastic off the sides just to kind of get it going. So we're just gonna untape it. And hopefully, you know, while it's still gooey, it comes off okay. Not too bad. not too bad. I'm gonna finish untaping this, guys, because I'm starting to sweat again, even though I just showered, because I'm a dum-dum. But anyway, I will see you guys in the morning, and we'll kind of figure out how much this cost, how long it took, and is it worth your time? All right, guys, it's the next morning, and the liner seems to have evened out a pretty good bit. There's still a couple little spots up at the front. I think it's probably just thick right there, and maybe hasn't cured all the way. But it's on there. It's thick. It's hard. That's what she said. It's a bed liner. So all we have to do is put in the hooks for the tie downs, and then in those these guys here, and then we'll be kind of wrapped up. I did kind of oopsie daisy the tape right there. I didn't even realize I did it, but it happens, I guess. And you know, I could go and they sell the Raptor liner in cans, so I could re-tape that and then just touch it up. I missed a little spot right here too on the corner. I didn't get it thick enough, but you know, all in all, it mostly came out pretty good. Same thing on the switch there. The tape kind of pulled. It was actually taped up all the way, but when I took it off, the tape kind of grabbed some of it and pulled it off. Probably should have waited a little bit longer to peel the tape up, but you know, you live and you learn, and that's part of doing it yourself. So that kind of factors in to what we'll be talking in a bit. As soon as we get everything pop back on, we'll kind of pull it out in the sun and see what it really looks like, because it's still in the garage, obviously. But we'll pull it out in the sun and see what it looks like, and then we'll go over, you know, my thoughts on, is it really worth it to do it yourself? So let's get to it. Let's get it wrapped up for good. And my nose itches out here. Yeah, let's put it on. Let's put the stuff on. Good job. So here it is in the sun, guys. It's pretty even. There's a couple little spots that are I missed. I think it's underneath there on that bulkhead. Yeah, right there. And it's underneath the bed rail, so you can't really see it. But they do make the Raptor liner in like a spray can, and so just to touch up little stuff like that, I'll probably just grab one of those, because it was dark, and that's what happens when you do things in the dark. You miss little stuff like that. But I think that's the only spot that I really want to touch up. You know, I might do it around the light. I don't know. We'll see. Knowing me, I probably will. But now that you've seen it, and I'm pretty happy with it. It did come out good. You know, we got all our hooks back in. Everything's good. Like it feels good. Like it feels like it's gonna hold up well. You know, obviously time will tell. But I am overall impressed with it. So it is a good product. Now let's figure out if it's actually worth doing, or if you should just pay someone else to do it. So the kit, the Raptor liner kit, $140. Then what else did I have to buy? Tape is about $10. You know what? Let's do this a different way. it costs us, if you include labor, at 18 bucks an hour, which, you know, most of you guys that are gonna consider doing this yourself, you could probably make 18 bucks an hour. I know guys cutting grass that make $25 an hour, so it's doable. I think it's a pretty fair number. A lot of guys can make more than that, some make less, but it's kind of in the middle. This can be achieved for about 400 bucks, right? 404 to be exact, at least, you know, with your respirator, all your materials, all that good stuff. The cheapest one I found that would do, it was a Linex. It was about 600 bucks. So that's a big difference. It's $200 difference, even when it comes to, you know, having to do everything yourself. It's like 8 hours. It took me 8 hours. Maybe you're faster than me, I don't know. But it took me 8 hours to get it knocked out. So, Linex comes with a lifetime warranty. Something to be said about that. You know, being that I've got to go back and touch up a couple of things, so there's even, you know, some more time I have to have in it, but, you know, that's minor stuff. Take a couple of minutes to do that stuff. I don't know if it's worth it to me, you know, to get the lifetime warranty and have my whole Sunday not taken up by doing this stuff. I mean, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm kind of on the fence. Right now, I'm gonna say no. I'd rather have my Sunday not sweating my ass off, sanding the bed down. Like if you could just spray it right on top the existing paint, great. Easy peasy, 2 hours, 3 hours, you're done. It took me 2 or 3 hours just to sand the bed. So, you know, and then masking and pressure washing it out, getting everything out of the bed, and you know, it's a lot of work. So being that Linex gives you a lifetime warranty, I don't know, it really depends on what your time is really worth. You know, for $200 more, you get a lifetime warranty, and you know, it's done. If you got problems, you got a place to go back to. Now, you know, if you don't have, if I have problems, it's on me. I've got to fix it. Now, I don't think I will, but you know, that's just the name of the game. If you do stuff yourself, you do save a lot of money. I mean, I saved 200 bucks. But in the end, I don't have that lifetime warranty, and I don't have any recourse other than saying like, hey, U-Pol, your product sucks, which I don't think that's the case. I think anything, if something goes wrong with this stuff, it will probably be something that I didn't do correctly. But is the product good? Yes, product's awesome. It's great. It looks awesome. It looks fantastic. You know, it looks professional, even though I'm not a professional. But you know, take it or leave it. Saves you 200 bucks. But in the end, you're on your own if you have any issues with it. You don't get that lifetime warranty. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you had any questions about how to do the video, how to spray in the liner or anything else, just, you know, leave me a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you do want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Peace.